Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Learn with Anirudh. And in this episode, we are going to be taking a look at the top 5 machine learning algorithms that you guys should learn for the year 2022. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. So coming to the first algorithm that you guys should focus on is linear regression. Now, if you've used all of these algorithms in your real life itself, let me tell you how. Firstly, have you ever had a chance to understand how these big companies decide the discounts on the products that they sell? Now, Amazon has hundreds of thousands of products that they sell, and how do they even figure out what amount of discount should be given to each and every one of these products, and of course, in all the countries that they sell? It is very impossible to sit and do this manually, right? Of course, they don't do this manually, they make use of linear regression to go about doing this. And the other great use of linear regression you might have seen is that credit card companies actually use this algorithm to assess credit risks and even help prevent fraud. Now, assessing credit risks is very simple. Now, let's just say that you have a credit card and you have a certain limit on the credit, right? So, they have given you that limit because they believe that you can fulfill the credit card bill once you actually spend using that card. Now, how would they even figure out the credit score? How would they even figure out and how would they even know that you will be able to fulfill it, and eventually them taking a small risk by giving you the capital? Well, linear regression is all to play here. An important thing you guys should know about linear regression is that it is one of the most popular machine learning algorithms we have in the entire world of ML today. This is because it is used by almost all of the companies that are out there, and this makes it a very vital concept for beginners who are looking forward to getting into the world of machine learning. Now, you would have used a simple concept when you guys actually learnt linear algebra, the equation of a straight line y is equal to mx plus c or y is equal to mx plus b. Well, that actually takes center stage here in linear regression. So understand at this moment of time that if you're a beginner who's looking to enter the domain of machine learning in the year 2022, linear regression is something that you definitely have to know. And coming to the second algorithm is logistic regression, of course. Now, where have you used logistic regression? Have you ever had a chance to take a look at movie reviews before watching the movie or TV shows? Because I do that a lot. Before watching a TV show, I just want to get a feel for it. So I go take a look at the IMDb reviews, see what the people are talking about, about the movie, TV show, whatever it is. So any popular movie out there, be it Marvel movies or any super popular movie, they get thousands and thousands of ratings and reviews. Now, how does the person who's actually made the movie figure out if the people liked it or not? How would they even run through each of these hundreds of thousands of reviews to figure out? Right? Now, to go about analyzing that, logistic regression is very much popular. And if you guys are travel geeks like me, and if you love traveling a lot, and if you ever use websites such as booking.com, this is a website which uses a lot of AI and machine learning to a point where it'll understand your personal preferences based on the types of hotels that you want to go to, the accommodations that you prefer. Do you want Wi-Fi? Do you want parking space? Do you prefer a hostel? Do you prefer a luxurious 5-star hotel? So it analyzes each and everything. It basically predicts what it is that you would like and eventually starts showing you those recommendations. Fantastic, right? So the best part about logistic regression is that it performs predictions for you by fitting the data onto something called as a logit function. Now, if you've never heard of a logit function, it has a very small formula. Logit of p is equal to log of p by 1 minus p, where p is the probability in discussion at hand. Now, you should understand a very important thing about logistic regression is that since we're talking about probability, the entire answer, the final answer that you're going to get is going to be in the range of 0 to 1, because since we're talking about probability, it cannot be anything else. And as always, this is a very critical algorithm that you should learn for the year 2022, because there are hundreds of thousands of applications that literally use logistic regression today. And when people are looking forward to hiring freshers for machine learning or even experienced professionals, they definitely expect that you know logistic regression. Now with that, let's take a look at the third algorithm, the top 3 algorithm that you need to know, which is KNN algorithm, or K nearest neighbors algorithm as it's called. Now I bet you can relate to this example as well. Have you ever had a chance to actually buy a new mobile phone on websites such as Amazon or Flipkart? As soon as you add the new mobile phone to your cart, it will show you a recommendation. It will tell you that, hey, people who have bought this mobile phone have also bought a case and they have also bought a protective tempered glass. Have you ever seen this? I bet you have, right? Now, how does Amazon know that when people buy new mobile phones that they have to put a tempered glass, that they are looking forward to buying a case as well? It's not a human on the other side who's sitting and making these decisions saying, hey, Anirudh bought a new mobile phone, let's recommend a case to him. No, that's a very intelligent machine learning algorithm that is sitting in the back end doing exactly this. And there's a very good chance they use a lot of other algorithms in combination with KNN to have that beautiful effect on you. And of course, Amazon actually sees over 35% of sales, that is millions and millions of dollars every year, by actually recommending products and you buying the recommended product. That's a fun fact. And yes, this is another very important use case of KNN algorithm, is that in the world of medicine and in the world of machine learning, we think that these two are drastically different domains, but machine learning is actually revolutionizing the world of pathology. Nowadays, machine learning algorithms are able to predict the onset of breast cancer a lot earlier than the previous methodologies we've had. My full respect to all the pathologists out there, all the doctors out there. This is not a comparison that we are doing here, but this is machine learning actually helping the doctors make a better decision. And one of the reasons why I got into machine learning is because of this, because of how we're revolutionizing the world of medicine, and I've been a huge fan ever since then. Now, the important thing you guys have to understand about machine learning algorithm, especially when you're using KNN, is that this is an algorithm that is super popular because of the fact that it can work with highly unstructured data. Now, working with structured data, everyone can do it. Even your Microsoft Excel can handle it very easily. When it comes to unstructured data is when it gets challenging for the algorithm, and KNN handles it with ease. And especially when you're looking forward to producing, non-linear decisions based on unstructured data, there is no better algorithm to do it than KNN. And let's be honest here, in real life, whenever people are using machine learning algorithms, there's a very good chance that they don't have a lot of data to train the algorithm. So when you have less amount of data and you're gonna have to put out an industrial use case, an industrial application, KNN is desirable because of the fact that not only it can handle highly unstructured data, but also it can take in a small amount of data, learn really well, and give you a fantastic result. How cool is this? No wonder this is on our top 3, right? Coming to the next machine learning algorithm, which is decision trees. Yes, decision trees are super popular. Now, I'll give you an example. Let's just say that all of you all are entrepreneurs, or I bet some of you all watching these videos are. So you decide to sell your product in different countries right now, and you want to understand what sort of marketing budget you should keep, what countries are interested in your product, when you should launch, who your target audience is. So all of these things, before you had to do this manually, but right now you don't have to do any of these manually. You have machine learning algorithms that will help you get a complete picture of predicting what will happen. What decision you take will lead to what kind of a result is a prediction, and machine learning algorithms like decision trees does it really well. And you can relate to this, I bet. If you have ever had a chance to book your flight tickets, and let's just say that you don't have a direct flight from Bangalore to Himachal Pradesh, and you want to have to take a layover, you want to take a stopover or something like that, how do you think the websites that are booking the flight for you figure that out? They have to make sure that you get to the airport on time, get on your flight, go to your layover airport, maybe have a gap of 1 or 2 hours, and we never like it when it's more than 2 hours, and eventually take a flight out to your final destination, right? So this entire process of booking your flights is mostly automated in today's world, and that's thanks to decision trees. And of course, the best part about decision trees for you guys who are beginners is that you do not have to be an absolute expert to understand the output of decision trees. Now, in many of the machine learning algorithms, some of them are on this list, you have to have some sort of knowledge to understand the output. You don't have to be an expert, but you have to have knowledge. But with the case of decision trees, even a person who's very new into the domain can exactly figure out what the output is telling. And if the output impresses you, the input is going to impress you, because here you have to prepare data in case of any machine learning algorithm, and that effort is very, very low with decision trees, because of the fact that it does not require as structured of a data, and it can again process a large amount of data with ease, and you do not have to, it's not basically fuzzy with respect to data. And all the upsides are fine, but here's an important point you should know about KNN is that it is not very effective when it comes to predicting what happens to continuous variables. Now, working with continuous variables is a challenge as it is, and in the case of decision trees, yes, it slightly takes a back foot when it comes to decision trees. Well, no issues, because the next algorithm, the fifth algorithm we're taking a look at, is random forest, and random forest is nothing but a bunch of decision trees that are put together. Now, where have you used random forest? Have you ever had a chance to take a look at how one predicts diabetes? Diabetes is pretty common among majority of population around the world, let's be honest. So to figure out if a person has diabetes or not, they take a lot of factors, right? They take your age, hereditary is a very good factor, your blood pressure, your body mass index, your diet, the amount of sugar level that's present in your blood, the insulin levels, and all of that. So once you take all of these data and you start churning the data and getting your machine learning algorithms such as a random forest to understand the data, guess what? It can give you very, very accurate results to predict if the person has diabetes or not. This is going to revolutionize the world of medicine. This is already doing it. And as always, anything with machine learning and medicine, or anything with machine learning and space, I am an absolute fan of that. The next thing I'm a huge fan of is the stock market as well. When you talk to a person, when you talk to a trader, now I am a trader myself, and when you talk to traders, they always say that you cannot predict the stock market. You need a lot of information, you need a lot of knowledge. Yes, you do, but guess what? If you feed in a lot of knowledge, if you feed in a lot of information to something like random forest, it can actually predict the stock market. Of course, the accuracy is not going to be great, but you can definitely get a sense of direction of where the market is headed. And for most of us who are not very serious into trading, who are casual traders, we can definitely make use of that direction, that sense of direction that it provides. And these days, with the help of super powerful algorithms such as random forest, people are able to predict stock markets, cryptocurrencies really, really well. And I think that has to fascinate all of you all out there, correct? So, an important thing about random forest that you guys have to know about is that it works really well for tasks such as regression and tasks such as classification. Regression is where you take in the past data, predict what happens in the future. Classification is when you have multiple bits of data and you want to segregate them and produce a meaningful result out of that. An advantage that you should know about in the case of random forest is that the data will not overfit. Now, overfitting is a condition when your machine learning algorithm starts learning so deeply, it looks so deeply into your data that it will rather find noise than useful information. It is very common for most of the machine learning algorithms to overfit with your data, but in the case of random forest, that really does not happen a lot, because your data will not tend to overfit even though you have a lot of decision trees that are making up the random forest. And that, whenever you're working on industry use cases or whenever you're building applications for clients, you will remember this fact, because this is something which is super important, and in that moment it is very critical to know. Another advantage is that in the industrial use case itself, since you guys definitely will be looking forward to having a career in machine learning, you have to understand that with random forest, it will work with a large amount of data having multiple dimensions with ease. When you're talking about data with multiple dimensions, think about data which has multiple features, multiple use cases, and you have to figure out a lot from your data. And looking at the data itself, sometimes it can be complex. Well, no matter how complex it can get, decision trees and random forests, of course, a random forest is a combination of decision trees, will get you to that answer, and it will get you to a very efficient solution. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to put this algorithm in our top list, because this is doing wonders in the world out there right now. Done. So these are the top 5 algorithms that you guys should know about. So let's quickly work on wrapping up this episode. One important thing you guys should know is that having mastery over the theory of all of these algorithms is very good, but understand that you are going to be required to know the application. No one is going to ask you how linear regression works, but people are going to ask you how can you use linear regression. So when you're working on the linear regression or any algorithm out there, understand the theory of it, be very clear with it, and then focus a lot of your time on actually applying that, on actually focusing on using these algorithms to provide a meaningful result. And all of these algorithms that we just discussed, these are foundational to the entire domain of machine learning. So if you're very serious about starting your career in machine learning, it is very important that you guys figure out your best way. And of course, if you subscribe to our channel, I'll make sure that you guys have a lot of content that you can learn with machine learning, data science, and a lot more. And as always, since they are so critical for you to know, I will be spending a lot of time bringing you the most simple methods that you can use to learn all of these algorithms with these. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, that way you'll not miss any further episodes, very interesting episodes that I have planned for you guys. And on that note, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful day ahead. If you have any suggestions, any comments, or any content requests, you know to hit me up on LinkedIn or head to the comment section, leave a quick comment, and I'll make sure to put in a lot of my time and effort to bring you guys the best content on that. So have a nice day, guys. Cheers.